Imagine this. You're living in the United States, working full-time, showing up every single day, never missing a shift. You clock in 40 hours a week, do everything right, and still, at the end of the month, your bank account is nearly empty. Rent is higher than your paycheck, groceries are eating up your wallet, transportation costs are rising every week, and even the idea of saving money feels like a distant dream. This is not a rare story. This is the everyday reality of millions of minimum wage workers in America. Today, we're going to reveal the shocking truth. Can a single person actually survive on a minimum wage job in the USA? We'll compare national average rent versus actual minimum wage income, break down where every dollar goes, uncover the hidden financial traps, and most importantly, teach you the practical strategies workers actually use to survive in one of the world's most expensive countries. Living on minimum wage in the United States has become one of the hardest financial challenges of modern America, because while prices for rent, food, transportation, and healthcare have skyrocketed over the past decade, the federal minimum wage has remained frozen at the exact same number since 2009, $7.25 per hour. This means a full-time minimum wage worker, putting in 40 hours every week, earns about $1,160 a month before taxes and only around $1,050 after deductions, an amount that is supposed to cover their entire monthly survival. But here is the shocking part. The average rent for a simple one-bedroom apartment in the US today ranges between $1,250 and $1,500, which is already more than the entire monthly income of a minimum wage worker. In bigger cities like New York, Los Angeles, and San Francisco, a one-bedroom can easily reach $2,500 or more. So before a worker even thinks about food, transportation, healthcare, or phone bills, they are already drowning financially. And this is where the real story begins. One filled with exhaustion, sacrifice, constant stress, and a daily fight to simply stay alive. The typical minimum wage worker wakes up early, often commuting long distances because they can't afford city housing. Their job usually includes long hours on their feet, whether in fast food, retail, hotels, warehouses, or cleaning services. Breaks are short, meals are cheap and rushed, and the physical strain is heavy. By the time they reach home, they're drained, but the next morning the same routine starts again, repeating in a never-ending loop. The painful truth is not just that they earn too little, it's that the cost of basic life has been rising much faster than their pay, creating a widening gap that no amount of careful budgeting can close. If we break down the real monthly costs of a minimum wage worker, even in a small or mid-sized city, the numbers show just how impossible solo living has become. A shared room costs around $500 to $700, groceries around $300, transportation $150 to $200, phone and internet about $80 to $100, electricity around $50, and basic necessities $100 to $150. Added up, even the cheapest survival lifestyle costs $1,300 to $1,400. Yet the worker only makes $1,050, leaving a $300 to $400 deficit every month. This is why minimum wage workers don't live alone. They cannot. They survive by sharing apartments with roommates, renting basements, splitting bedrooms, living with relatives, or sacrificing privacy altogether. Many of them work 2 jobs or pick up weekend shifts, or depend on gig economy apps like DoorDash, Uber Eats, Instacart, Amazon Flex, and more. In simple words, minimum wage alone is not enough to survive, but minimum wage combined with side income keeps people barely afloat. Now let's dive into the educational part. How do minimum wage workers actually manage to survive? The biggest survival factor is housing strategy, because rent is the largest expense. Workers who choose shared housing, basement rentals, or cheaper states like Texas, Florida, Ohio, or Oklahoma save the most money. Next comes transportation. Owning a car in America is expensive due to insurance, fuel, and repairs. So many workers use public transit, carpool, or rely on bikes to cut commuting costs. Another major survival technique is budget-friendly eating. Workers buy groceries in bulk, avoid eating out, cook simple meals, and cut every unnecessary expense. Then comes gig work, delivering food, doing rideshare, working weekend shifts, participating in microtask platforms, or doing online freelance jobs. Without side hustles, survival becomes nearly impossible. But there's another element that separates those who stay stuck in minimum wage from those who escape it. Skill building. Minimum wage is not just low pay, it's a trap, unless you actively plan to move upward. Thousands of workers across America upgrade their skills through cheap or free online courses, community colleges, apprenticeships, or employer-sponsored training programs. Skills like basic coding, truck driving, CDL, HVAC technician training, medical assistant certificates, electrician or plumbing helper roles, warehouse technology, and customer service management can double or even triple their hourly wage within months. A worker who upgrades from $7.25 to $15, $18, or even $22 per hour completely transforms their financial life. Another crucial survival step is creating a small emergency fund. Even saving $10 or $20 per week builds a cushion that protects against debt. Many workers use Medicaid or low-income health clinics to avoid expensive hospital bills. They also build credit slowly through secured credit cards, allowing them to avoid predatory loans and high-interest traps. Even though life on minimum wage is extremely difficult, it is not completely hopeless. Surviving alone may be nearly impossible, but surviving with smart planning is absolutely possible. Minimum wage does not provide comfort, stability, or security, but with shared housing, careful budgeting, transportation optimization, side hustles, skill development, and long-term planning, workers can keep themselves alive and slowly climb out of the poverty cycle. The truth, however, remains harsh. America's minimum wage is not a living wage. A single adult today needs roughly $17 to $20 per hour to simply meet basic expenses without sinking into debt. But the system still pays $7.25, leaving millions struggling every month. Yet amid all this struggle, one thing is clear. Financial survival in America is not about how much you earn, but how smartly you manage what you have and how determined you are to upgrade your skills and move beyond minimum wage. If today's video gave you a clear picture of how minimum wage really works in the US and how millions survive despite the odds, make sure to hit the like button. At Insight Ledger, our mission is to explain complicated financial realities in simple, practical language so you can make smarter decisions about your money. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, because in our next video, we're breaking down the difference between minimum wage versus living wage and how this one concept can completely change your financial future. Stay informed, stay financially sharp,